Typhoon Goni has hit the Philippines with strong rain and winds of more than 225 kilometers an hour. Southern provinces of the main island of Luzon are currently taking the brunt of the storm, and 1 million people have been moved to evacuation centers. There's concern about 70,000 people living in the small town of Virac on the island of Catanduanes, where the storm first reached land, and there's been no contact from there. Our Manila correspondent Howard Johnson has this update.
Well, as the hours go on, we see more and more rain here. The wind is picking up, and down on the streets I've seen people getting last-minute provisions, getting ready to hunker down before this storm hits around 7 o'clock tonight. What we've seen through the day is that this storm hit very hard around 5 o'clock in the morning. Just before 5 a.m. it hit the island of Catanduanes, and then we saw there that there was a massive movement across the land to the Bicol region, to Albay province. Now, lots of social media has emerged about landslides. There have been laha flows, that's where ash mixes with water, and we've seen lots of flooding. There have been reports of casualties as well, but not confirmed yet by the governor. We spoke to the governor of Albay. At the moment, they're confirming and doing their due diligence before they put out details of the casualties. But we have also seen that there has been this radio silence from this town called Virac, which is one of the first urban areas to be hit by this super typhoon, now downgraded to a typhoon because it's raked across the land and lost a bit of its power. But concern is definitely for this town, Virac. No real details emerging from there yet of this town, municipality of 70,000 people.
That's interesting, and I'm sure you'll keep us posted as to the updates that we do receive from that city as and when. But in terms of government response, the country is used to extreme weather to an extent, but this time in the face of a global pandemic. How are they responding?
Well, there have been a number of storms passing through here this year. There was one just a week ago that had many casualties. I went to the area where that hit, and there was trees that have been ripped apart, roofs that have been pulled off, just off homes, just like has been happening this morning here. And yes, there are these evacuation centers all over the Philippines because they get hit by 20 or so typhoons every year. Now, at the moment, they're being told to social distance inside these centers to make sure that there isn't spread of the coronavirus. And people are being asked to wear masks and visors, face shields, to make sure that there isn't any spreading in that way. They've also reduced the capacity of these centres, but there are lots of tents and areas so that families can feel safe. They have these little tents where people can stay there for the night, and we are seeing lots of people go to those evacuation centres. It's believed around 20 million people are in the path of this storm, and here in Manila you can see the clouds over there getting darker as this day goes on. There's around 13 million people here, so people are bracing themselves for this storm when it comes later.